Color separation inside of Illustrator is actually much easier than Photoshop. I think it's going to be a fun activity for you. You'll get better results, I think, for screen printing this way as well. So if everybody would take their mouse right now, get the black arrow from the toolbox. We're going to go out to our design. We're going to click on it once. By clicking on it once, you'll see that we've got a bounding box that shows up. It's a red box that goes around the outside of it there. It'll allow us to resize it. Currently, in the form that it sits right now, it is a JPEG, right? So we took this, or a Photoshop document, so it's not a raster. We can't get in there. We can't color separate it. If we look at our layers panel on the side here, you guys, can you see your layer panel? Your layers panel should be towards the bottom if you've switched to typography. So if you're not in typography mode real quick, go switch to that. It'll be down on the bottom. It's going to be a little closed tab. If you open that up real quick, we'll be able to see everything. But by clicking on it, you can see that it's got one layer. It says Halloween. We can't really do much with it because it's still a Photoshop document. Go ahead, take a look at the top of your screen with the image being selected. Look at our options bar. It should say a few things. It says that it's an image right now. It says that it's embedded. It tells us that it's RGB and that it's got a PPI of 300. You see a box that says image trace. Don't click on it yet. Just find it. We're going to do the drop down box to the right of it. So if we zoom in, we can kind of see it's right there. We're going to the drop down box. Everybody find it? All right, we're going to click on the 6 color option.
Actually says 6 colors.
6 colors.
Hey, how come some things?
So you get a box that pops up. It says tracing may be slow. Go ahead and click OK, please. The bigger the file from Photoshop, the more time it's going to take to process this. But as we start to see some things happen here, what it's doing is it's looking through there and it's turning all of the different colors into vector paths. These vector paths, we can then go in, we can manipulate them, we can change the color, we can expand them, we can move them around, and we can resize it. But it is turning it into a vector. So this vector will have no resolution. It's going to be an AI file eventually here. So as this starts to work its way through, we're going to end up with a white, a black, a brown, a purple, a yellow, and an orange. My computer's almost there. So now let's take a look. We've got our image. It's still selected. Across the top where it says, we've got some options for the image trace. It says image trace, it says presets, it says 6 color. What we could do if we really wanted, where it says image trace panel, it's like the third option over. Looks like this little like window thing. If we click on that, a dialog box will pop up. Inside of here, you can change these results. It'll vary how things look. We're not going to change anything right now. We're going to let it be. But in the future, if you were doing this for yourself, obviously this is a 6 color t-shirt. We're only doing a 2 color. So if we wanted to turn this into a 2 color design, what we could do is we could change the number of colors to 2, and it would pick the 2 most predominant colors and make your design into that. We're going to leave it as a 6 so we can do some separating right now. We want to push the expand button that's up there. Find the one that says expand. It's right next to tracing results. We'll expand it, and you'll see that your image looks a little bit different now, right? We've got these red lines that go around all of the shapes. Those are the paths that make up the design. Can we get to those yet though? So click off, click in the gray area on your screen, and try to click back onto it. It still selects all of the pieces that make up that group. What we need to do is go ahead and ungroup what's going on here. So everybody right click on this on your design. And it should say ungroup. We're going to right click and click on ungroup. Do you find that, Bailey? Make sure you've got your black arrow chosen right now. If you got the white arrow up, this will not work. So click on group. I'm going to walk around real quick, make sure everybody's there. You good? Everybody's good? Not good? else got problems? You guys good over there?
What? Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've ungrouped everything, we need to just deselect from our selection. So go click on the gray space to the left or right of the artboard. So just click off. It should deselect it. You shouldn't see any more red lines. Here comes where we have to start to separate things out. We got to get these into their own individual layers, just like in Photoshop, so we can do some printing the right way. You'll locate on your toolbox, go to your toolbox and locate the Magic Wand tool. Double click on the Magic Wand tool for me. You should get a dialog box that pops up. Magic Wand tool, looks like it was yesterday in Photoshop. Double click on it. Martin, it's 3 tools down. We want to change our tolerances. The tolerances work just like they do in Photoshop. Lower the number, the more specific the color selection is going to be. Higher the number, the wider it's going to be. We're going to change that down to 15. We'll go out to our document. Let's click on the purple. You'll notice that it goes through the entire document. It finds anything that's purple and it selects it for us. We want all of the purple to be on its own layer. So take a look at my screen really quick just so you can kind of see this go down, and then you can do it yourself. We are going to make a new layer. Time out. And then, so we got a new layer. We're going to take, every time you make a selection, whatever is going to be selected is going to be what's called a target icon, this little red dot. We're going to drag that target icon and drop it into layer 2. You'll notice that layer 2 now has a preview of the purple. So I'll just turn that layer off so I don't see it anymore. And I'll repeat this process over and over. So we'll do it for the orange really quick. We'll make a new layer. We'll drag the target icon, drop it into there, turn it off. Do it for the yellow. Drag that up, turn that off. And now we're left with our brown. We'll drag the brown up, make a new layer. There's those, turn that one off. And there should be a white still on your document. Let's select the white and just push delete. So we should end up now.
All my stuff disappearing.
Hold on. So what I want you to do now is go back and relabel. So we'll double click on layer 2 and we'll call this purple. And then we'll work our way through there. We just want to have good proper naming going on so that everything is organized. The Halloween layer will become black. You don't really have to select the black, it's just going to be there. It should be left on that after you get everything done. So I'll turn all those back on for now. Who needs help? Yes, once you select the white, just push the delete key and it should go away.
Okay, so.
Okay, so make a new layer real quick for me. Drag the target icon, that red dot, and a new layer. Turn that layer off. Select the icon. Make a new layer. Quick, got it? So, if we take a look at this, is it ready to screen print the way it is right now?
No.
Why?
Because there's color.
It's got color in it. So what do we need to do? We need to make everything black. So easy thing to do. We don't have to do layer styles or any of the other stuff we did in the other program. I would like you to make sure that all layers are turned on so we can see all the pieces. Once you have got those turned on, do a Control A. It's selected all of the pieces. And now what we can do, look at my screen really quick. You've got a little fill swatch on your toolbox, right? We'll double click on the fill and we'll type in 0, 0, 0 and we'll click OK. That did not turn into black. Let me try that again.
What did you click?
Make sure you drag that the icon to black. Or you can use the swatches panel if you would like to. If you click on there, you'll see black in there. Some of you guys left your white still. You didn't delete it. So do a Control Z to undo your color change. Get your magic wand tool, click in the white background, and then push delete. Yeah, make it black, right? These all need to be black for us to screen print with.
What is happening? Hey, Mr. Ron, my computer just freaked out.
Just like, we're not ready yet? All right, what do you got? What's your problem?
Oh, my Control A. Really stupid because every time I get before the purple will shut off.
Anybody else got a problem before we move on?
Yeah. My computer freaked out.
I have a problem.
Look at all my layers are gone.
They are. I don't know what happened. You have to go back and just remake your selection. Just watch. All right?
I'll watch.
Trey, what do you need?
Perfect.
Pick on a color swatch in the upper right-hand corner where you see the swatches there. There's a black one up top in the right corner. Click on that. You left your white background on. Just kind of follow along, okay? Just watch. So we're looking at our screens here. If we start to turn layers off, turn layers on, things would start to work. But yesterday we talked about the importance of creating a bleed on some of the inner colors so that we've got this overlap of ink so that the shirt won't come through. We don't want to affect the black layer. We want that to stay. If we start adding strokes to the black layer, it changes the thickness of it. Things will start to look weird. So what we want to do is turn off the black layer. Just turn off the black layer. Turn all the other layers on so we can see all those other pieces. We're going to select them again, so do a Control A. And then you have a strokes option across the top of your screen. Go ahead and set that to 1 point and make sure that it's black. And now you've added your stroke to all of your objects. And this would be kind of ready to print at this point. You would just have to put it onto a document that had registration marks, and you could start turning things on, turning things off when you start to do your printing. So this is the basics of InDesign or Illustrator. So you should be able to kind of get a feel for it. I think this is a better option for making your stuff. You've got a lot more text options. You've got bending of text, warping. You can, I think, just make a better t-shirt using this program than you can with Photoshop for what we're trying to do in this class. It could be a challenge. So that's all I've got for this.